Why do you need a life plan for your loved one with a developmental disability? Well, if you don't do it, the system will do it for you, and that's dangerous. And this came from a executive director who's worked in the field of developmental disability for 40 plus years. Okay? So this might seem, I don't know, extreme, that it's dangerous. If you don't create a life plan, it's dangerous. It's like, Eric, that seems outrageous. But let's dissect this a little bit. Let's break it down. Why is it dangerous if you don't create a life plan for your loved one? And if you let the system do it, why is that dangerous? Well, it's dangerous because your loved one will fall victim to an institutional system. Okay? And what does that mean? Well, in adult life, that means a day program and a group home. And what are the results of being in those environments? Well, your loved one will be separated, your loved one will be isolated, and your loved one will be devalued. Okay, this is like I'm picturing this in my mind as like a three-headed fire-breathing dragon: separation, isolation, devaluation. Okay, all of those things, all of those things lead to outcomes that are not good for your loved one, right? They all lead to devalued outcomes. And what happens to people that are devalued? People that are devalued in society are abused and mistreated. Okay, so that's why your loved one needs a life plan. That's why it's dangerous if you let the system do it for you. Okay, so it's important, right? That's what I'm getting at. It's important that you create a life plan for your loved one with your loved one. Now, I'm saying life plan, and you can use those words interchangeably with vision, person-centered plan, or person-directed plan. Okay, so you might have heard those things before. And I want you to know that there's better than SN or special needs life. There's better than a group home. There's better than a day program for your loved one, right? It's just we're not often told about those other options, those other possibilities. And I've guided over 500 families to create a life plan, to create an awesome ordinary life vision with their loved one. Okay, so you need a plan. And the way that I support families to help them build a plan is to think about what are all the important or key areas of your loved one's life, okay? And that really breaks down to capability or independence, and how do you grow that? Relationships, okay? So often people with developmental disabilities just have paid or many paid relationships in their life, right? That's not a good thing because paid people come and go all the time. And you want people that are going to be there for your loved one, and you can't be over the long term. So I help families strategically think through how do you build long-term, freely given, trusted relationships that are going to be there for your loved one. Okay, so super important. And the system's not going to do that for you. Okay, so the next piece is around contribution. How can we support our loved one and influence our loved one to be contributing in a valued way? How do we get our loved one out of those devalued roles, or start to maybe minimize those devalued roles and into valued roles? How do we get our loved one contributing so that other people are seeing our loved one as valued? Okay, that could be things like paid employment, right? Paid employment is a valued role. It could be things like finding ordinary ways to contribute in community groups in your loved one's community, okay? And the next really important thing is home. What would it look like for your loved one to have a home of their own, where the people that they're living with, they're choosing to live with, or maybe they live in their own apartment, for example, right? And that is possible for your loved one. How do we, the next piece is supports and finances. How do we make sure your loved one's well supported with the right types of support? Paid support can be important, but there's more types than just paid support. And finances, how do we structure that so that your loved one is set up on a sustainable path? So if all of that sounds interesting, if all of that sounds like it'd be helpful to start to do with your loved one, for your loved one, then I invite you to join us in the upcoming workshop. So I've got a link below. It's going to be super powerful and super helpful for you, for your family, help to give you more peace of mind, more security and sustainability for your loved one moving forward. So I'd love it if you joined us. If you haven't yet, I know many people have already signed up. We've got over, I think, 1,500, 1,600 people already registered, signed up for this workshop. It's going to be amazing. So click the link below and join us and start your life plan with your loved one, or even update your life plan with your loved one. It's a great place to be doing that. Again, click the link below and join us. I'm Eric Gall. Together, let's take a step forward.